I'll start out with, you know, I've done my rant and rave about. I'm just hoping we can all get at least to wear masks more often, and I see where we have games now that are being canceled, not postponed, canceled, and we're just begging our guys. That's why we're taking them to Detroit. We're going to go down there. We're going to go to a Piston game. We're going to go to a Red Wings game. We're going to be together in the hotel because I know what we all are. I know we're all vaccinated. I know we're all in the best. We have the best chance to stay healthy, and we'll do our part. And I hope everybody else does theirs because I think there's one of those football teams has 21. You know, in the Big Ten, there's big game. Ohio State, Kentucky now canceled. They're starting to cancel other games. Wake up, America. Let's get after it because I want my guys to play all 31 games.
You got boosted? You got most of your guys boosted?
Yep. We're all set. We're all 100% ready to go. Which, as we all know, doesn't make it 1,000%, but it makes it about 98 according to my medical studies.
When are you going to Detroit?
We're practicing here Sunday. We're going to go down Sunday night, see the Pistons play, cheer them on. We're going to practice at the Pistons facility on Monday. We're going to go see if we can get a little tougher by maybe they'll bring Probert back and we can get in a little fight down there. And so we're going to do that. And then Tuesday practice at the arena. And Tuesday night play the game. And then it's hopefully Merry Christmas. But we have big concerns about the game. You know, they've had some time off too. But as we know, we've beaten them a long string in a row, and that's sometimes good, sometimes bad. But I got great respect for Greg, what he's done with his team. They've beaten Oklahoma State at their place. They gave West Virginia a run. They beat a team that we beat by 12, had them down 30 in Toledo. And they got a couple of transfers. The Kane kid is really good. So I'm concerned, and yet I want to keep my team together. We're going to build a little camaraderie. We're going to continue to improve the culture. We think we got some good things. We had a great practice today. We went Monday, Tuesday off because a lot of finals. We went Wednesday short, Thursday off. We're going 2 a day today and tomorrow, and then we're going to be ready to roll.
Tom, this is one of those mid-major games that's a little different than most in that Greg's made it a big deal. Those guys, it's a huge thing for them. So it's a little different approach for you guys, right, than just playing, some other.
Well, it is, and I remind them, I'll have Denzel call him tonight and let him know that, we were one in the country, went to overtime, I mean, I'm not saying that hiding. I'm saying that because I have respect for what he's done. Him as a coach, I have respect for his team. I think he's added a couple nice pieces. And it is 4th of July and Christmas, but on the other side of it, I think there'll be a lot of Michigan State fans there that don't get to see us up here because of ticket issues, and that's why it's been a great thing for us. Scary when you have 10, 12 days off. Scary when it's after finals anytime because sometimes physically you're ready, but mentally you're not. There's a million excuses, and if we win the game, the time off was great. If we lose the game, the time off sucked.
How has practice been this week? I know you wanted to get a lot accomplished. So.
Yeah, well, we got a few things accomplished Monday and Wednesday. Today, we felt like we got a really good practice. We're bringing it back tonight, more for our walkthrough shooting, and then tomorrow is going to be a big grind day on working on all kinds of stuff so that we can get prepared not only for Oakland, but the Big Ten, because once it starts, it's, seems like it's every other day. I mean, you got to take a day off. You get 2 days prep, so you can't get a lot done. So this is kind of like a pro mini camp. That's the way we're going to handle Christmas. Not only this couple of days, then we get another break because it's Christmas, and then when we come back, same thing. We'll work on us for a day then, and then we'll work on High Point for 2 days, and then get ready for the Big Ten.
When you look at Oakland, I heard Campy on an interview here locally earlier today saying he feels like this could be one of his good teams, one of his better teams. Have you had a chance to look at them closely? What impresses you about them right now?
Well, they run a little bit more. The kid Kane is a hell of a player. He's averaging 21 a game, but he's a very good player. He's played in the Wars. He's been at Marquette. They played in the Big East. knows how to play. Campy's a great coach. I mean, he's done it year after year after year. I think this is one of his better teams. What makes it a little more unique, they're not giving up as many points. They're running this funky zone that it's part 1-3-1, part 3-2, part 2-3, and maybe there's 4 parts. Part nobody knows, including Greg, but it's effective, and so we're going to spend a lot of time on that to try to figure that out. But eventually, ball's got to go in the basket, and that's what it's all about.
A big part of your defensive success so far has been Christie and Aikens coming off the bench. When's the last time you had 2 freshmen that could play defense like this? Do you have to go over to Bell and Hudson that you had 2 freshmen?
Yeah, I got to admit, in Max, we thought we had a great shooter, and we do. Just hasn't shot it great yet, but he will. But so much better defensively than we ever dreamed. I mean, that was supposedly a liability. And Aikens, we thought he would be a good defender, and he's turning out to be a very good defender. But both of them play hard as hell, and that's odd for freshmen, Gabe's gotten a little better defensively, and it helps to have Ty, who was a defensive player of the year in his league. So I think we're better there. Markey's blocking some shots. And this is where Joey has been maybe better than some of his other stats. He's been pretty solid defensively and pretty solid rebounding, and did a hell of a job in the battle kid up there. And Malik has been special. So I think we have been better defensively because we've been more consistent. I think we put an emphasis on it in the summer. Last year was embarrassing. I think it was the worst statistical defense in my career. And that wasn't going to happen back to back, but we still got a ways to go for sure.
Is there a team who you guys have played this year that maybe most resembles Oakland? I mean, I know you've had a large sample size, but
we have had a large sample size. I would say no, because defensively nobody's run. I don't know he's got to have a mad scientist hat on over there, and what he's doing defensively, because it's like something I've never seen. It's out of Star Wars. I'm going to tell him that too. But it's been effective, and it's what he has is he has very good length. He does not have great height, but he has very good length, and they get their hands on balls. They make it hard in that respect, and that's really helped them. So who they resemble, I mean, they got 2 great scorers, maybe 3, but I don't know if they resemble anybody. I'd have to think about that and tell you in a few days.
Do they resemble some of the past Oakland teams at all, or not with the defense, obviously?
No, the defense has been different, but I mean, he's always been good offensively. He's a hell of an offensive coach, and last year, I mean, they scored 91 against us. I mean, we won, but they scored 91, and we knew that, we realized it, and we got to do something about it.
Do you like the way this has kind of turned into an annual December thing, where 2 in-state schools kind of get a chance to get in there and battle it out a little bit?
Well, I think it's a good test for us, and I think it's a chance to get us to Detroit a lot. And the way we worked out the contract, where we're playing home here, which we should, and instead of playing at their home, we're playing. And it was dual. They wanted to do it too, but we wanted to get some of our fans that never see games, and we wanted to get into Detroit. So it's really been a win-win-win, and there's been a couple games where they haven't been close, but the majority of the games have been dogfights, and so it gives us a chance again to play a good mid-major, to say there's good players everywhere. And like I said, a couple years ago, what did that kid have, 40 on us? I mean, he's done some incredible things down there and deserves all the credit he's gotten. And sometimes when you're in those one-bid leagues, like Toledo's really good, they can't seem to get over the hump to win their conference tournament. Campy's had that problem a couple times, good enough to be really good, and then if you don't win the tournament, you don't get into the NCAA, and everybody doesn't look at you the same. But it is a good team. It is a great program, and he's done it year after year after year. He's been there, I think, a lot longer than I've been here as a head coach.
When was the last time you went home during a season?
Home to the UP? Call that home just because I went to Marquette, huh? People up there love you, It's the UP is home because it's the whole UP is home for me. But I flew up there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and flew back at 2 o'clock the next day. It was, Mariucci you lose perspective. I always said when we had our golf outing, it was you're back to reality. It brings you back to who you are and what you are. And the job he did with this Beacon House, you know, I was involved a little bit, but I wasn't involved in the day-to-day. I was just involved in giving money and support. But we started this about 3 years ago at Mackinac Island, had our first meeting, and 4 years ago, and you know, to get a chance to go up there, it just worked out. It was so cool because he's at all my Final Fours, he's at all my NCAA tournament games, he comes to the Big Ten tournament, and I don't get to do as much except watch him on the NFL Network. And after I went up there, yeah, you know, we sat up till wee hours of the morning and went and visited our old living headquarters around campus, around town, and had some fun about that. But watching him give his speech and what it meant to him, it was the most passionate, most tear-jerking deal. And knowing the people in the UP, knowing we don't have hospitals on every corner like we do down here, it was heartwarming. It was. I would have gave up anything to be there, and I almost didn't go. And I'm happy I did. Happy for him. Happy for the people up there, and you just kind of appreciate where you were from and what it was like, and maybe I appreciate here a little bit more than I used to. But the one disappointing thing, it was like 50 degrees, and there'd been a snowstorm 3 days earlier, 4 days earlier, where they had 14 inches or something, but wasn't a lot of snow on the ground. I didn't have to drive through slush. I could wear regular shoes. That part was a little uneventful, but I guess God had something to do with that, not the Yoopers.
Tom, Greg said since it's the holidays that he'd be willing to wear an ugly sweater, but said there's no way you would ever do it too.
Well, he did that one year. He wore an ugly sweater, and I told him that really I did not recognize it because I think most of the things he wears are ugly. And he has one of those bodies. He's not in GQ. So Greg is, you know, he wants to wear an ugly sweater, wants me to wear an ugly sweater. I mean, I do a lot of weird things myself, but, you know, it shouldn't take away from the game because, I don't know, it's just cool that we get to play in a game where there's a rivalry but not a hatred, and there's a bunch of fans that are betting at the water coolers or the coffee shops, but can leave there feeling good about both teams, and I think that's pretty cool, to be honest with you.
Did you say you're going to a Red Wings game too, or just Pistons?
Nope, nope, to both.
What do you guys know about hockey though?
Nothing.
Are they like,
I'm trying to bring Probert back because I try to tell him that there's going to be a big fight, and but you know, I told them that I want them to see a football game, a basketball game, a hockey game. You know, as some of us know, the speed and physical nature of hockey, and we're trying to get more physical, and they're going to be amazed at the speed of it, you know, and I just think it's just another team-building, bonding opportunity that we have. We were lucky enough to be able to do it, and you know, as we all know now, so I'll say it ahead of time. If you don't play good or you lose, it's going to be because we went to this and that. I'm so far beyond that in my career. My guys are appreciative. They were excited about what I said. They were excited about spending 2 days together without a lot of obligations. And I think it's going to be, so there's a lot of reasons, you know. It's some personal that I want them to see other things, opportunities, some to spend some team time, some to stay hidden where I can be in a controlled environment with them, not because I'm worried about them doing something wrong, I'm just worried about what's going on in the world. So, combination of a lot of things, but all good.
Tom, with this time you have, do you try to drill down on Max's shooting or look at it any differently, or do you try to just sort of stay the course so it doesn't, so you don't make it a bigger thing?
It's funny. I don't drill down. I mean, there's one or two things we saw, a couple of too deep of shots, and when he drives, he you know, sometimes gets too big of strides. But that poor kid he works morning, noon, and night, and it's just, I don't even worry about it. I've been saying that for over a week and a half, where it hasn't changed a lot, but it has in practice. when we look at the stuff on the board, the shot tracker and everything, you know, there was times he was in the 30s and he's been in the 50s, and so it has in practice. It's, again, I use the word process. It's all part of the process, and I just got to keep him upbeat about it because he's so critical of himself. Sometimes I think that hurts him, but you know, that's why he's playing the minutes he has. Nothing's going to change. I believe in him. I trust him, and I know he works his tail off. And when that comes, when it comes, we're going to be a much better team. You know, that's why I keep saying our ceiling is higher and higher. I still think Joey's going to shoot it better. He's been doing all the other things better. Max, to me, two of our best shooters have not shot as well yet. What does that mean when they do? I think we're going to be a better team.
With Max, can some of that be just kind of finding his sea legs as a defender and knowing how to, you know what I mean?
Well, he's got a guard. Yeah, you know, Gary Harris went through that. He's got a guard on one end. But the other thing is he's playing 30, 31 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And then the other third thing is not many freshmen as the opposition putting, I think it was Martin or what was it from UConn, great defender, defender of the year in their league. And, you know, he's on Max. I mean, he's getting full treatment too. And but that's going to do nothing but help him later on.
One more thing about next time. You're going to be playing in zone. The way Malik Hall, how important he was against Minnesota when they went with his zone. He's lifted his game in a lot of areas, but he's kind of a conduit through there in that zone offense. I know you do a lot of different things in zone, but it's good to have that part.
Whenever you got a four-man who can pick and pop, it gives you another dimension to that. And I think that Malik has been shooting well. He shot well all summer. He's been shooting well all spring. He's not a gunner. He's not taking bad shots. That's probably his biggest strength is he's taking a lot of good shots. And so because of that, really happy and proud of him, what he's been doing. And I think it's going to do nothing but help us when we run into teams like that.
And then in his own offense, the way he flashed the foul line and can either get his own offense or make a pass against Minnesota.
Well, he is a good passer. Him and Joey are two of our better passers on our team. So when we get them in the high post and we can do some things, it really works out well for us. The caveat is he can also shoot it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's become one of our most valuable players.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.